Hello and welcome to Denny's Tips. This video today will matter to you if you have an LG V20 phone. So if you have the same phone or know someone who does, I made for you some Photoshop actions to get the full potential from your phone's camera. Now if you have a different phone and it also suffers from the same issues that we're going to cover in this video, then you can definitely try these actions out to see if they work. But keep in mind that they were made specifically for the LG V20. So my old phone died and I got this new LG V20 phone because it has an ultra wide angle lens. This phone will let me travel and take some pretty amazing wide angle photos without having to lug my heavy and gigantic DSLR gear. The phone's camera is wider than my 12mm lens on a full frame body, and I think it's so amazing how you can get such an incredibly wide angle camera on a phone. The problem is that the photos are unnecessarily bad. The colors are way over processed. Low light photos have terrible artifacts, and the wide angle lens, although it's really wide, it has the weirdest spherical distortion I've ever seen. It's curved on the edges and straight in the middle. So for every LG V20 owner out there who also use Photoshop, you can download my Photoshop actions to fix all of these problems. Start by downloading the file. You can find the download link in the video description below. After downloading, double-click on the ATM file and it'll show up in your Actions panel. If you don't see the Actions panel, you can open it by going to Window, Actions. And to play the actions, simply select the action that you want to play, then hit the play button on the bottom of the panel. So that's how you load the actions. Now, let's find out what the actions can do for you. The first action normalizes the colors. Many reviewers have noticed that the colors on the LG V20 are heavily processed. They make your photos more vibrant compared to other phones like the Samsung Galaxy S7 and the iPhone 7. But that doesn't mean it's better. And in many cases, it makes your photo look fake. The normalized color action will make the colors in your photos look a bit more normal. Most of the time, you won't see much of a difference. The biggest difference will come in the sunny outdoor photos with blue skies. And as you can see here, the sky is way too vibrant. To fix it, play the normalized color action, and now the colors are more realistic. The next action is probably the most useful one. The wide angle lens on the LG V20 is awesome, but what's not so awesome about it is the barrel distortions. The wide angle photos have this really awkward curve to it, especially when you have horizontal lines. So to fix this, simply play the wide angle correction action and it'll straighten the lines to make your photo look like it was taken with a professional rectilinear wide angle lens. It'll take a small amount of time to process, depending on how fast your computer is, but once it's done, it'll ask if you want to crop the image. And if you click continue, it'll automatically crop the image to the largest area possible. Here's how the image looks like before and after. As you can see, even though it crops the image a bit, you still get the wide angle look, and the photo is much more usable. After straightening the lines with the previous action, the next action you might want to run is the wide angle volume deformation action. With wide angle lens, the objects near the edge of your photos will look stretched out. Most of the time, it's fine and people won't notice it. However, for an image like this, which by the way has been processed with the previous action already, the TV looks way too wide. I also know that the lamp is not this shape. So to fix it, let's play the wide angle volume deformation action. When it's done playing, you can definitely tell that the TV and lamp look much more proportional. For a camera phone, the LG V20 can take decent low light photos, but they sharpen it so much that you get these ugly pixel artifacts. To fix that, play the reduce artifacts action, and it'll get rid of it and make your photo much more usable. And it's not just blurring the image. If we look closely, you can see that it actually is removing the artifacts. Now if this effect isn't strong enough, you can play the other version of the action which will apply the effect more aggressively. But it can also make your photo look a little bit soft. So it's up to you which one you like to use. Here's how the image looks like before and after. After reducing the high ISO artifacts, you can use the reduce noise action to clean the image up a bit. It's basically the Photoshop reduce noise filter, but with edge detection to make things look a little bit sharper. Here's how the image looks like before and after. As you can see, it reduces the noise quite a lot while keeping the original sharpness around the edges. The final action is the normalized color action but made for high ISO photos. The high ISO photos from the LG V20 phone doesn't have really good color quality. The colors look washed out and sometimes you get this bluish purple tint in the shadows. This action will improve the colors in your photo, and you can adjust the strength of the effect by changing the layer opacity. Here's how it looks like before and after.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. I want to show you something, and this is a color chart. Right now when I look at it in real life and on the phone, I can see a difference right away. For example, this teal right here is supposed to be pastel color, but on the phone it looks like it's glowing. Overall, the colors are very saturated, the blues look very weird, and you get the gist. This phone has great potential, but LG needs to chill out with the vibrancy. Anyways, enough with the rant. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Subscribe to my channel if you like it, and I'll see you again next week.